Well, hey guys, how are you all doing? Yeah, I know, I said I was going to vlog at least once a week. But, you know, shit happens. And, yeah, look, a lot of the roads I've gone and a lot of places I've been, I haven't had much data service, so. And, you know, I've been tired and, you know, drinking beer and, you know, riding a bike and, you know, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Well, look, I hope you're all doing well, and I am having a ball. I am in Sawtell tonight, day 20. I got into Grafton, had 3 good days rest there, and feeling as fit as a fiddle. And can't wait to keep going. I'm heading between Grafton and to Wingham now, my old hometown. Catch up with some friends there. As you can see behind me, I'm doing it very tough. The old Companion Pro Hiker 2 folds up to be quite palatial when you get it set up. And if you believe that, you'll believe anything. Anyway guys, it's been a great time. Last time I spoke to you, I think I got to Biggenden on day 1. And so I have travelled down, well hang on, look, I'll show you on the map. So essentially we've left and Bundy's off the map just over here. And we've worked our way down to Biggenden, and then of course we've come this back road down through to Kilkevin. I've cut across, there's a back road that cuts in through the back of Kilkevin called Running Creek Road. And that's where I camped and had a lovely night stay in the grandstands of the footy fields. I then had to follow the rail trail through to Mary and then followed all the way through to Mergen, Wondai and down to Kingaroy. I've then worked my way from Kingaroy up into Maidenwell and then down through Kooya and across down into Culpi, which was a lovely night stay in the tennis courts, huts. And then I worked my way down through Oakey, and then where did we go from there? We coming through to Nobby and then down through Clifton, Allara and into Warwick, and then making my way down Old Stanthorpe Road into Dalveen and then down into Stanthorpe. From Stanthorpe I worked my way out the back, Sugarloaf Road and some other back roads, and ended up coming down through Girrawheen National Park, which was the Rockface incident, which I'll talk about later, and then worked my way into Tenterfield. So from Tenterfield I worked my way down through the New England Highway, which I was so glad to get off when I got to Dundee. And I come across this little crossroad here and then worked my way down a little bit, and that's when I hit Old Grafton Road and worked my way down through Newton Boyd and then down Morton and then back up through here into South Grafton, where I had a few days rest. And of course from Grafton I've just come straight down the highway, which has been great sailing today. Worked my way down through Arrawarra, and then Woolgoolga, sorry, and then yeah, Mooney Beach. Mooney Beach is where I had to change a flat on the trailer. And of course down through Coffs Harbour, and I am now at Sawtell. And that is about 950 k's done so far, guys. I'm getting there, slowly but surely. And so, yeah, like day 2 was a short day. I set up early, and then it started pissing down rain. And then finished about dinner. It only lasted about an hour or so. I had a little snooze in the tent. And then set up dinner. The stars were out, and of course, you know, 10 o'clock that night, it started raining like you wouldn't believe. One good thing about the new tent, it is very waterproof. And well, the rain kept going until about 7 o'clock the following night. So needless to say, I had an unofficial rest day. And I had this trip so scheduled out to do, X amount of Ks a day, and I had to be here. And I suppose that's probably, old traits from being a truckie. You're so used to being scheduled and having to be here on time and blah, 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 blah. So the day in the tent in the rain, I decided to tear the schedule up, shorten some days if they needed to. So basically less schedule, more enjoyment, and just ride until I'd had enough for the day. The highlights so far, I've seen some amazing country. I have gone up some bloody horrible hills. I have met some amazing people. And I think one of the toughest days was when I left Stanthorpe and I was heading for Tenterfield, and I was attempting to make Bluff Rock, which is south of Tenterfield, but I didn't make it. I decided to take the mountain bike route through the Girrawheen National Park, and thinking that if I did a 5 kilometre mountain bike trip, it would save me 20 kilometres around by the road. Well, needless to say that the last kilometre was basically traversing a granite rock face. Now, on a fully loaded touring bike with a trailer, no. It would have been probably rideable on a mountain bike, but no, it was hard work. And it basically took me nearly as long to get up that kilometre as it did to ride from Stanthorpe to where I was. So, yeah, it took me a fair time. So needless to say, it was about 4:30, 4:45 when I got into Stanthorpe that night. It was getting dark, getting cold. And so I opted for the soft approach and went into a motel. The next morning I headed off to Dundee, where I would cut across Bald Knob Road and eventually get onto Old Grafton Road. Old Grafton Road is old by name and old by nature. When I hit the road, it was all sealed. And it was a gentle climb, upwards, like a 2%er. Nothing major. Went on for a couple of kilometres, but nothing big, I just pedalled along and had a ball. And then went down the steep descent, 850 metres like that, straight down, and zigzagging all the way. And there was a lot of loose gravel on the road, being washed down from the rock face, because you had a sheer rock face on one side and a sheer drop on the other. And so the old front wheel on the Kona wanted to roll out. The trailer would want to push the back wheel out. But anyway, we just took it easy and got down there eventually. And then I got down past the Man River camping area and hit the dirt, and bang, corrugations and ruts 6 to 8 inches deep. It was a nightmare. It was that bad. Like, the hills were rideable, but you couldn't ride up them because of the corrugations were so bad. Because the afternoon sun was coming in, you get that zebra effect from the shadows of the trees going across. You couldn't tell. All I can say is Kona makes one tough bike, because I was waiting for something to snap. I'd come down a bit of a hill and all of a sudden, bang, this bone rattling section of corrugation. And I was waiting for something to break. Luckily, the only thing that happened on day 2 was a rack mount bolt worked its way loose. Yeah, it dropped out. And of course, I've got spares. And then a kilometre before the bitumen on the Grafton end. I got a pinch for that. Couldn't wait just that 1 kilometre, could it? But that was all really the drama. Yeah, I got to see the old Grafton tunnel and yeah, crashed my drone. Rule number one, watch the drone, not the phone screen of the video it's taking. I broke that, bang, broke a propeller, and it's all fixed now. And when I go through Port Macquarie, I'll call into a store and get a couple extra pairs of sets of propellers. But yeah, no. But it was beautiful. The scenery was following the Man River and the Boyd River down was absolutely breathtaking. You know, it was great, you know, and to go through the tunnel and to just see that. Like, I'd been wanting to do that for ages, and as tough as it was so rewarding. It wasn't an easy ride. You know, you'd think that you're coming from the top of a range down to the bottom of a range. You wouldn't think that you would be climbing so many hills, but yeah, you do. You go down and then basically it's a lot of climbing. But needless to say, on the Wednesday, on day 15, I got into Grafton. Had an awesome time just catching up with the family and rehydrating and carving up for the next section, because, you know, you've got to do that. And so here we are, guys, day 20 into the trip. And I can't believe it's gone so fast already. I don't know where the time's gone. And as you get more into the trip, you get less concerned about time restraints and more just focusing on looking around. Like even today, coming from Grafton to here where I am at Sawtell, I was originally going to go down to the old back road, which runs through Glenray and brings you into the back of Coffs Harbour. But then my brother told me, he lives at Grafton, he told me that, you know, the highway's all been done up now. And so I opted to do that instead. And, you know, I had a 3-metre shoulder, I had a smooth ride. And no, I'm not a highway guy. I'd rather do back roads than highways. But I tell you what, it was a pleasure. And going slow, you still see so much, even on a highway. You know, the wildlife that has adapted to be living beside the highway, you know, like old dams that they've dug out for water storage to do the road, you know, that's all filled now and full of life. And you don't see that in a car. And especially with like 3 metres of shoulder, you had no worries from traffic, and the truckies were pretty good. Like, you know, I'm a truckie, you know, or ex-truckie, but you know, a lot of them still moved over into the other lane. And, you know, thumbs up, guys. You know, bald hair and stuff, you know, that's good. You know, when people, you know, care enough to do that, I really appreciate it. I didn't need to. There was still plenty of room, but yeah, just that little bit extra. Yeah, because you get a lot of draft and a lot of suction from behind a semi-trailer. Obviously, they're aware of that, which is great. And, you know, thumbs up to the Aussie truckie. You know, good stuff, guys. I know cyclists and truck drivers don't always get on, but that's the reason why I'm doing this trip. This trip is very, very important to me. It's kind of a healing process. Just prior to Father's Day in August 2014, an idiot decided to overtake me up over the crest of a hill, and of course the car was coming the other way, and the two guys innocently coming the other way got killed basically right beside the door of my truck. That has made things difficult for me for the last few years, and hence why I'm doing this trip. I've battled depression and anxiety, and cycling helped calm that down. And so the idea of this trip is not just to see some amazing scenery and to do a big trip, but it's my getting my life back. It's me getting my head back. Me giving back, hopefully, a husband that my wife deserves and a father that my children deserves. And that's why this trip's very, very important to me. Whether I make it or not, is it an issue? I might not. I mightn't get all the way around. Hope I do. I'd love to. But I've got to try. And that's why it's, to try and get me back. I don't know. You mightn't. I hope you get that. Maybe you have had issues the same as me and you get what I'm saying. But anyway, look, I'm just going to leave it there tonight, guys. I didn't want to sort of get into a deep and meaningful thing, but I really look forward to chatting again soon. I will vlog as best I can. I'll say that way I'm not breaking promises. And I've been slack on the blog, but if you want to follow daily blurbs from the old bum, there'll be a link to my Facebook page down below, and just follow that, and you'll see some photos and whatever. But anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to finish my my coffee, and so cheers, and ride safe out there.